My husband, Quentin Gully, a regiment commander, once promised me that he would only accompany his depressed first love 90-9 times. He said it was out of responsibility, not emotion. I believed him. When I finally reached that 90-9th count, however, I saw them standing together on the street, his arms wrapped tightly around Rita Hart, holding her as if she were something he could not afford to lose. From that moment on, I stopped crying. I stopped begging him not to go to her. I only asked him for one thing, a small safety locket, a blessing for our unborn child. At the mention of the baby, his expression softened. When I get back, he said gently, "I'll go with you to the hospital for the checkup." I nodded, obedient and calm. I didn't tell him that 10 days earlier, I had already filed for divorce. By the time I met him again, the divorce had been finalized. On the 10th day after filing, I ran into Quentin in a hospital corridor. He was supporting Rita carefully, his posture tense, his attention entirely on her. The moment he saw me, his expression hardened. "What are you doing here?" he asked sharply. "Are you trying to cause trouble for Rita again?" Rita tugged on his sleeve, offering me an apologetic smile. "Cammy, don't misunderstand. Quentin just worries about me." Her eyes drifted to my stomach. "I heard you were hospitalized too. Is the baby all right?" Before I could answer, Quentin spoke first. "She probably overworked herself. It's nothing serious. Don't think too much about it. Just focus on getting better." I pressed my hand lightly against my abdomen. Of course. Nothing serious. The baby was already gone. If Quentin had stepped into my ward even once during those days, he would have known. But he never came. Not once. Since Rita's return, he had disappeared every few days. Sheh's been sensitive since she was young, he always explained. Now that Sheh's ill, I can't leave her alone. Don't worry, there's nothing between us. He promised me that after 90-9 times, everything would return to normal. So every time he left, I dropped a soybean into a small glass bottle. 7 days ago, the bottle was full. I went to find him, believing that the waiting was finally over. Instead, I saw him holding Rita in his arms. When I confronted them, he pulled away in panic, insisting it was a misunderstanding. Rita apologized tearfully, blaming herself, then ran into the street in a moment of emotional collapse. Quentin rushed after her without hesitation. I fell behind them, my body unsteady, pain spreading through my lower abdomen. I called his name. He turned back, but his eyes were filled with anger. "Cammy," he said coldly, "you know Rita has depression. Why would you provoke her? If anything happens to her, he'll never forgive you. Stay away from her from now on." Then he left. A passerby took me to the hospital. The doctor told me I had lost the baby. That was the moment I decided I would never go near either of them again. I was setting him free. Back in the present, Quentin looked at me with distant politeness. "If there's nothing else, go back. You should know better than to occupy medical resources unnecessarily." I agreed quietly. "I'll be staying with Rita for the next few days," he added. "Don't come looking for me unless it's important." I agreed again. Perhaps my comment settled him. He hesitated, then asked, "Your health, is it all right? When Rita stabilizes, I'll go with you for a proper exam." I acknowledged him and walked past, catching the faint scent of osmanthus on his clothes, the fragrance Rita always used. At home, my neighbor Clarice noticed my pale face and helped me inside. That night, she brought me chicken soup, reminding me to take care of myself. I stared at the bowl for a long time. Even a neighbor could show me this much concern. Yet my husband could not spare me a single visit. Just as I lifted the spoon, the gate opened. "Cammy, I'm back," Quentin said. He explained that Rita was stable and he had returned to fetch some clothes. I listened silently. As I raised the bowl again, Quentin suddenly spoke. "Cammy," he said slowly, his eyes fixed on the table, "where did that locket go?"